If you've ever watched crime documentaries, you'd probably know that they are captivating. Some may even say addicting. Crime documentaries usually put the resolution at the end, leaving viewers to perceive cases and stay to watch to the end. Now, crime documentaries are to replay historical crimes and the justice process for viewers to watch in their free time. But when there is a recent crime, the media makes sure to cover the most entertaining parts, and the people who watch them tend to express themselves and voice their strong opinions with the motive of including their perception into the cases. This is called public perception. But why do people try to voice their opinions into crime cases? Public perception is a major factor in solving investigations, as it helps investigators see the fresh and different views. We can use public perceptions to solve many things. Knowing this, we can turn this inquiry into an investigation. How have crime documentaries influenced and changed public perceptions of criminal justice reform? And how do these changes reflect progress in addressing issues like wrongful convictions and systemic bias? To solve this case, we can split it into 3 parts. Crime documentaries, a people pleaser. Public perceptions and insight on criminal justice reform. And progress in criminal justice reform. Crime documentaries, a people pleaser. Now, why do people even watch crime documentaries? There are 6 main factors on why people watch crime documentaries. Intriguing storytelling. Crime documentaries often have complex characters, unique motives, and compelling narratives. Real-life drama. Viewers often are fascinated by non-fictional events that add a layer of intensity and authenticity, which can feel more impactful than fictional stories. A psychological insight. Crime documentaries often provide a unique insight into the human psyche, revealing the motivations and thought processes behind criminal acts. This can be both fascinating and terrifying, as it forces and teaches us about the darker aspects of human nature. Exploration of justice. Audiences often find satisfaction in the exploration of justice, whether through the investigation of a crime, the legal process, or the eventual resolution. This can evoke a sense of closure, even if the outcomes are tragic. Community and discussion. Crime documentaries often spark conversations among viewers through controversies, whether in person or on social media. This sense of community and shared interests can enhance enjoyment as people discuss theories and insights. Education and awareness. Many crime documentaries provide valuable information about crime, legal systems, news, and controversial societal issues. Viewers can appreciate the opportunity to learn about topics that are often misunderstood or sensationalized in the media. To sum up the first part, people love watching crime documentaries for their unique ways of portraying crime, different perspectives and motives, awareness, justice, and a psychological insight. Influence of crime documentaries in public perceptions and insights on criminal justice reform. What are perceptions? Perceptions are how you view or make sense of the world around you, based on your senses, experiences, and beliefs. And in our case, public perceptions are the way the public interprets and comprehends a concept. Keep in mind that perceptions are how the public views something based on the senses, experiences, and beliefs that they adhere to. Therefore, public perception is multifaceted, or will always be different, varying on the perspectives of the particular people that are considered a public. Now, what are public perceptions in crime? This simply means the public's views regarding crime-related topics. For example, the relevance of crime as a social problem, security against crimes, the severity of criminal penalties, and the death penalty. These are all controversial topics that the public converse and percept based off the subsequence of a crime. Detectives often use these perceptions when trying to find fault or take away fault in a crime. Now let's take a look at a few crime documentaries that influenced public perception. The People vs. O.J. Simpson in 2016. While not a traditional documentary, this dramatized retelling of the O.J. Simpson trial provides insight into public perceptions of race, celebrity, and the media during a pivotal moment in American history. It explores how these elements shape the narrative surrounding the trial. O.J. Simpson emerged as a suspect when he was linked to the crime scene through a series of circumstantial evidence, including blood found at the scene, his blood type, and a history of domestic violence against Nicole Brown, of whom he was suspected to have killed. This crime documentary had a media influence on perception. The show emphasized how media coverage played a significant role in shaping public opinion during the trial. For example, the dramatization of the media's obsession with Simpson's celebrity status, his legal team, and the trial itself made many viewers more aware of how much the media can sway perceptions, sometimes distorting facts to cater public interest. This made some people more skeptical of media portrayals of legal cases, especially when the media is used for a tool of sensationalization. Another example of public perception in a crime documentary. Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, 2021. This docu-series explores the mysterious disappearance of Alyssa Lam at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. It examines the interplay between media sensationalism, public fascination, and the impact of online discourse on perceptions of crime and mental health. The last bit of footage of Lam alive was in an elevator at Cecil Hotel, of which she showed an erratic episode. Detectives later found out that Alyssa Lam was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, also known as manic depressive illness, which can cause extreme mood swings, including manic episodes where individuals may experience euphoria, hyperactivity, and poor judgment, as well as depressive episodes marked by sadness and withdrawal. It is possible that Lam's behavior in the elevator was a result of a manic episode, which might explain her erratic movements, disorientation, and speech patterns. After a long search, Alyssa Lam's body was found in a water tank, and it was suggested by some that she may have experienced oxygen deprivation, hypoxia, due to the conditions inside the tank. Decreased oxygen levels can cause confusion, hallucination, and a lack of coordination. This could explain her disorientation and erratic behavior before she entered the tank. Now, public perceptions into criminal justice. The Central Park Five, 2012. Filmmakers Ken Burns, Sarah Burns, and David McMahon examined a 1989 case of 5 teenagers who were wrongfully convicted of raping a woman. After spending 6 to 13 years in prison, a serial rapist confessed to the crime. As an influence, this film brought attention to racial profiling, media sensationalism, and the flaws in the justice system that led to the wrongful convictions. It has contributed to public calls for criminal justice reforms, particularly in how police handle interrogations and the importance of protecting the rights of minors.
We want to consult with an attorney. The reason is because of the setting and because of the way they're being treated by the police.
Initially, it fueled public discourse about New York City's perceived lawlessness, criminal behavior by youths, and violence towards women. After exonerations, the case became a prominent example of racial profiling, discrimination, and inequality in the legal system and the media. Lastly, progress in criminal justice reform. Criminal justice reform refers to efforts aimed at improving the effectiveness, fairness, and equity of the criminal justice system. It encompasses a wide range of changes to laws, policies, and practices within the system. An example of a problem under the criminal justice reform includes systemic bias. Systemic bias, also known as institutional bias or structural bias, refers to ingrained patterns of discrimination or prejudice within institutions, systems, or societal structures. Unlike individual biases, which are held by specific individuals, systemic bias permeates throughout entire systems, perpetrating inequalities and disadvantageous treatments of certain groups or individuals. Another flaw in the criminal justice system includes wrongful convictions. The strength of our criminal justice system depends on its accuracy, its ability to convict the guilty and clear the innocent. But we know that the wrongful convictions happen. Identifying and understanding the causes of wrongful convictions is critical to maintaining the integrity of our justice system. An example and statistic of wrongful convictions. In the United States, Black men comprise about 13% of the male population, but about 35% of those incarcerated. 1 in 3 Black men born today can expect to be incarcerated in his lifetime, compared to 1 in 6 Latino men and 1 in 17 white men. Black women are similarly impacted. 1 in 18 Black women born in 2001 is likely to be incarcerated sometime in her life, compared to 1 in 111 white women. To summarize this statistic, Black women and men have been put into custody more likely than any other ethnicity in the States. A conviction may be classified as wrongful for 2 reasons. The person convicted is factually innocent of the charges, or there were procedural errors that violated the convicted person's rights. A wrongful conviction based on possible factual innocence can sometimes be detected using post-conviction DNA testing. Post-conviction DNA testing is a major factor contributing to the increased discovery of wrongful convictions. With the advent of DNA testing over the last 2 decades, biological evidence retained in cases from the pre-DNA era could be tested. In addition, advancements in DNA technology have broadened opportunities for DNA testing. Following the airing of documentaries like The Central Park Five, there was increased support for the Innocence Project, an organization dedicated to freeing wrongfully convicted people through DNA evidence. The Innocence Project has helped secure the release of hundreds of wrongfully convicted individuals, and its advocacy efforts were bolstered by public awareness and generated by the documentary. Breaking this down, crime documentary have made changes in public perceptions, mainly because people see cases differently after looking at the vast number of perspectives and opinions given and shown by crime documentaries. After changing their perceptions with the motive of justice, people can start fundraisers, protests, rallies, and other ways of expressing their perceptions. These acts are considered and conversed by the criminal justice system, which focus on the criminal justice reform. Then, progress in the criminal justice system, which was initiated by change in the perceptions of people, can address issues like systemic bias or wrongful convictions.